Buckle up, because hiring trends just took a turn for the bizarre. If you thought the job market was predictable, think again. Because what's happening right now is unlike anything we've seen in years. The numbers are in, and they're not just surprising, they're downright confusing. It's as if the entire employment landscape has been flipped upside down, and everyone from job seekers to CEOs is scrambling to make sense of it all. The usual patterns we've come to expect. Steady growth, predictable cycles, clear winners and losers have been replaced by a whirlwind of contradictions and surprises. So, what's really going on beneath the surface? Let's dive in and unravel this economic mystery together. Let's break down what's really happening behind those now hiring signs. On the surface, it looks like opportunity is everywhere. Walk down any street and you'll see businesses practically begging for new employees. Cafes, retail stores, tech companies, and even local government offices are all advertising open positions. It feels like the job market is booming, with more chances than ever to land a new gig. But if you dig a little deeper, the story gets a lot more complicated. Those signs might be everywhere, but the reality behind them is far from simple. Some businesses are struggling to fill roles, while others are quietly pulling back, unsure about the future. Hiring data is giving off some major plot twist energy lately. One month, job openings are skyrocketing. The next, they're leveling off or even dropping in unexpected sectors. It's like the job market is playing a game of musical chairs, and no one knows when the music will stop. The numbers swing wildly from optimism to caution, leaving both employers and job seekers feeling a bit dizzy. For example, tech jobs might surge in one quarter, only to see a sudden freeze the next. Meanwhile, industries that were once considered stable, like education or manufacturing, are experiencing their own roller coaster rides. It's a landscape where yesterday's hot sector can become today's cautionary tale. Get this, job postings are shooting up in some industries, but unemployment barely budging. You'd expect that with all these open positions, unemployment would be dropping fast. But instead, it's holding steady, almost as if the two numbers are living in separate realities. It's a paradox that's leaving economists scratching their heads. How can there be so many jobs available, yet so many people still looking for work? The answer isn't simple. Some people are switching careers, others are holding out for better offers, and a surprising number are stepping away from the workforce entirely, at least for now. It's like the economy's throwing a party, but forgot to send out all the invites. There's a buzz in the air, but not everyone's getting the message. Some companies are desperate for talent, while others are quietly downsizing or freezing hiring altogether. The result? A patchwork of experiences, where some workers are fielding multiple offers, while others can't seem to get a call back. It's a confusing time to be in the job market, whether you're hiring or hoping to be hired. In tech, healthcare, and logistics, the demand for workers is off the charts. These industries are racing to fill roles as fast as they can, sometimes offering perks and benefits that would have seemed unthinkable just a few years ago. But in other fields like retail or hospitality, things are a lot more uncertain. Some businesses are still recovering from the pandemic, while others are struggling to adapt to new consumer habits. The shift to online shopping, for example, has left some brick-and-mortar stores scrambling to reinvent themselves, while restaurants and hotels are still dealing with unpredictable waves of demand. In fact, the pandemic didn't just disrupt hiring, it fundamentally changed what kinds of jobs are in demand. Warehouses are hiring more people to keep up with e-commerce, while healthcare providers are desperate for nurses, aides, and support staff. Delivery services, too, are booming, with companies competing fiercely for drivers and logistics coordinators. But this rapid growth in some sectors is matched by stagnation or even decline in others, creating a job market that's more fragmented than ever before. So, what's going on here? Economists are scratching their heads, and for good reason. The usual rules just don't seem to apply. We're seeing a mix of rapid hiring, stagnant wages, and a workforce that's more selective than ever before. People aren't just looking for any job, they're looking for the right job, with the right pay, benefits, and flexibility. And with so many options on the table, workers are willing to wait for the perfect fit, even if it means staying unemployed a little longer. Experts call it an unusual economic dynamic. Some say it's a hangover from the pandemic, with people rethinking what they want from work. Others point to automation, remote jobs, and shifting demographics as the real drivers behind these strange numbers. The rise of remote work has opened up new possibilities for millions, but it's also made the competition for top talent fiercer than ever. Meanwhile, automation is changing the kinds of skills employers need, leaving some workers scrambling to catch up. Technology is playing a huge role in this new hiring landscape. Automation is replacing some jobs, but it's also creating new ones that didn't exist a decade ago. Remote work has become the norm for many, allowing companies to tap into talent pools far beyond their local area. But this also means that job seekers are competing with candidates from all over the world, raising the bar for skills and experience. The result? A job market that's both more open and more competitive than ever. Companies are battling to fill positions, but here's the catch. Wages aren't climbing as fast as you'd expect. Even with all these openings, many employers are hesitant to boost pay, worried about rising costs and uncertain profits. Some businesses are offering signing bonuses or one-time perks, but they're holding back on permanent raises, unsure if the current demand will last. This creates a strange tension. Lots of jobs, but not a lot of incentive for workers to jump ship unless the offer is truly compelling. And with inflation still a hot topic, workers are feeling the pinch. Raises are happening, but for many, they're just barely keeping up with the cost of living. That means more jobs, but not necessarily more money in your pocket. The cost of groceries, rent, and gas keeps climbing, so even a modest pay bump can feel like running in place. For many families, the dream of getting ahead feels just out of reach, no matter how many job offers are out there. More jobs, not much more money. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially for those hoping that a booming job market would finally mean bigger paychecks. The disconnect between job openings and wage growth is leaving a lot of people frustrated. Some are taking on second jobs or side gigs just to make ends meet, while others are holding out for a better offer that may never come. The rise of the gig economy is another twist in this story. More people are turning to freelance work, contract gigs, and side hustles to supplement their income. While this offers flexibility, it also means less stability and fewer benefits. For some, it's a way to bridge the gap between jobs. For others, it's become a permanent way of life. The traditional 9-to-5 is no longer the only path, and that's changing how people think about work, security, and success. It's almost like the economy is trolling us. Why should you care? Because these trends affect everyone. From new grads hunting for their first gig, to seasoned pros looking for a change, to businesses trying to stay afloat. Whether you're just starting out or thinking about a mid-career pivot, the rules of the game have changed. It's more important than ever to stay informed, adaptable, and proactive in your job search. If you're on the job hunt, you might notice more listings than ever before. But landing the right role, with the right pay, is still a challenge. And for employers, finding skilled workers who actually want to stick around, that's a whole new headache. Retention has become just as important as recruitment, with companies investing more in training, culture, and employee engagement to keep their best people from jumping ship. Well, you might see more job openings on your feed, but that dream salary might not be right behind them. It's a classic case of, look but don't touch. The opportunities are there, but the rewards aren't always keeping pace. Job seekers are learning to be more strategic, weighing the pros and cons of each offer, and sometimes choosing flexibility or work-life balance over a bigger paycheck. And businesses are feeling the squeeze too. Lots of seats to fill, not enough skilled folks to sit in them. The talent gap is real, and it's forcing companies to get creative with perks, flexibility, and even training programs just to attract applicants. Some are partnering with local colleges, offering apprenticeships, or launching internal upskilling initiatives to build the workforce they need from within. Some companies are offering remote work, signing bonuses, or extra vacation days just to stand out. But even then, it's not always enough to close the deal. Workers have more leverage than ever, and they're using it to negotiate for better terms, more flexibility, and a healthier work-life balance. The power dynamic between employers and employees is shifting, and it's changing the way we all think about work. The focus on well-being and flexibility is more than just a trend, it's becoming a necessity. Companies that ignore these new priorities risk losing out on top talent. Mental health resources, flexible schedules, and remote work options are quickly moving from nice to have to must have in the eyes of many job seekers. Bottom line, the economy isn't totally broken, just unpredictable. It's a wild mix of opportunity and uncertainty, and no one has all the answers. But one thing's for sure, the old playbook doesn't work anymore. We're all learning as we go, adapting to new realities, and trying to make the best of a job market that refuses to sit still. Sometimes the weirdest trends hide the best opportunities, if you know where to look. Whether you're a job seeker or an employer, staying flexible and open-minded is more important than ever. The ability to pivot, learn new skills, and embrace change is quickly becoming the most valuable asset in today's economy. Upskilling, networking, and thinking outside the box can make all the difference. The people and companies who adapt fastest are the ones who'll come out ahead. Building new skills, expanding your network, and staying curious are the keys to thriving in this unpredictable environment. If you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, you're not alone. There are more resources than ever to help you navigate these changes, from online courses and mentorship programs to networking events and career coaches. The path forward might not be clear, but with the right tools and mindset, you can turn uncertainty into opportunity. If you found this as wild as we did, smash that like and subscribe for more no-nonsense breakdowns of the numbers that actually matter. We're here to help you make sense of the chaos, one trend at a time. Whether you're a job seeker, an employer, or just someone trying to keep up with the headlines, we've got your back. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep your eye on those trends. The job market may be unpredictable, but with the right info, you can turn even the weirdest twists into your next big opportunity. Remember, the future of work is being written right now, and you have a front row seat, so keep learning, keep adapting, and who knows? The next big break might be just around the corner.